This might be the most painful story that 99% of Muslims don't know about. So approximately 40 years before the birth of Prophet ﷺ, there was a tyrant king in Yemen who had a magician. When the magician grew old, he told the king to send him a young boy to teach magic. So the king sent the young boy to the magician. Every day, the young boy used to go and learn magic from the magician. But one day, he saw a Christian monk, and he was really impressed by his talks. By the way, those Christians considered Jesus to be only a prophet. So it became his habit to meet the monk on his way to the magician. One day, a huge beast blocked the people's path. So the boy picked up a small stone and said, "Oh Allah, if the way of the monk is dearer to you than the way of the magician, then cause that to this animal by the stone, so that the people can move freely." He threw the stone at it and killed it. When he returned, he told everything to the monk, and the monk said, "Soon you will be put to a trial, and when that happens, don't reveal my identity." Now this boy began treating every kind of illness like blindness and leprosy. He would first give people dawa and then make dua for them. One day, a companion of the king who had gone blind came to him. The boy did the same, and the man got his eyesight back. When this companion sat beside the king as he used to, the king asked him,
"Who restored your eyesight?"
"My lord Allah."
and he revealed his faith. Then the king tortured him until he gave away the boy's identity. The king then called the boy and tortured him until he revealed the monk's identity. The monk was brought before the king and told to abandon his faith, but he refused. So the king placed a saw on his head and split his body in two. Then the king asked the same thing to his companion, but he also refused, so the king did the same to him. He also asked the same thing to the boy, but when he refused to turn away, the king handed him over to his soldiers and ordered them to throw him off a mountain. When they reached the top of the mountain, the boy made dua saying, "Oh Allah, save me from them." The mountain began to crack and all the soldiers fell down and died, while the young boy walked back to the king. The king once again handed the boy over to some of his soldiers and said, "Take him in a small boat, and when you reach the middle of the ocean, throw him into the water." When they reached the middle of the ocean, the boy made dua, and soon the boat overturned. The soldiers drowned, and the boy once again came walking back to the king. This time the boy himself told the king how he could kill him. He said, "Gather all the people and hang me by the trunk of a tree, then take an arrow and say, 'In the name of Allah, the Lord of the young boy,' and then shoot." The king did exactly the same, and the boy died. But all the people who had gathered started shouting, "We believe in the Lord of this young man." This meant that the whole nation accepted the true religion. Now king became furious and ordered to take huge stitches and fill them with fire. He said to the people, "If you do not turn away from the religion of this young man, you will be thrown into the fire." Everyone chose to burn alive, then turning away from their faith. There was a woman carrying her infant child. She hesitated before jumping into the fire, but the infant child said to her, "Oh mother, endure this, for it is the truth." And the woman also jumped into the ditch.